the first unit under political science in social sciences of 10th standard. The topic is the problems of India and their solutions. We all know that we secured independence on the 15th of August 1947. Thereafterwards, we developed our own constitution and we opted for a democratic form of government. India had to face lot of external problems as well as internal problems. The government had to find out an answer for all these problems. One by one, it had to study the problems and come out with solutions. So you see here, India has faced a lot of external and internal problems since 1947. As India got formed in 1947, we had partition problems. We had to develop our own constitution. Communal violence was there. People were migrating from Pakistan to India and India to Pakistan. Lot of refugees everywhere. And India was not a rich country then. The British who had ruled India then, they had left us. And we had to manage with whatever resources we had. And we needed an efficient government. Even today, one of the main requirements of our nation is to have good governments at the state and central levels. We need efficient administration to tackle these problems. A proactive government, a government which is committed to the people of the nation, a government which has a thirst, a hunger to improve the lot of the common masses. Third one, we require the support of citizens at the central, state and local levels. It's not sufficient if we have a strong government, an efficient government at the center as well as the states. We need citizens to be educated. People in this country have to be educated in order to lend a support to the government in all its social functions. In the execution of various activities of the government, people have to join hands with the government. So education was necessary. People had to be educated. Compulsory education had to be forced in the country. We have to find out reasonable and humane solutions. It can't be a communist government. It can't be the way a communist government acts as in China. The government has to have a humane thinking. It can't force the acts on the people. People are a part of the nation. The governments have to act for the people. They should always think that people are the sons and daughters of this land for whom government owes a lot. Government cannot become a super functionary. Okay. Fifth one, we should work within the democratic framework. In our constitution, we have expressed our solidarity and commitment to democracy. Whatever we decide, whatever activities we conduct, everything will have to be within the framework of democracy. India is the largest democracy today in the world. A long period. We have covered a very long period, but still Indian democracy is working well. Good administration. So what did we discuss? Good administration, social reformation. The government has to work in order to bring about progress of the country, social reformation, and to keep an eye on the functioning of the government and to see that democracy is secure, it's functioning well, and the governments are functioning within the framework of democracy. We need a fast and efficient judiciary. That's the watchdog of democracy. That's the watchdog. So here, good administration, governments have to be very sincere, active, proactive, I said. Social reformation, they have to reform the society, reform the nation, and fast and efficient judiciary, which will be a watchdog to see that things never go wrong, can play a key role in transforming our country, transforming the nation. To just throw light on one problem, we always say corruption is a curse on our country. Corruption is not new to India. It's not new to the world. In every country, wherever you go, to any corner of the country, you see corruption. Corruption may be at a high pace or it may be keeping a low ebb. That's the question. Here you have a cartoon. See, the executive and the legislature, they are coming out with reforms. They are getting the reforms taken to the doorsteps of people of the country. But corruption is eating it away. Corruption, what's corruption? People with some selfish motive, they try to pilferage, take away various benefits that are extended to the people. So money is taken away by way of bribery or maybe nepotism. Jobs are taken away. So a section of the society may be proactive from that angle, making money for their own ends, or even the political parties, in order to amass wealth to face the next election, they may be interested in amassing wealth, accruing as much money as possible to spend for the next election and win over. See, I just thrown light on one problem. We have lots of problems to be faced. In this chapter, we will study some of the problems that this country is facing, and we will also discuss as to what reforms and remedies we can have to overcome those problems and do good for the country. So we will come to the first one, that is unemployment. Unemployment. This is a common word. We keep on hearing now and then. And opposition parties will always be leveling the charge against the government. There's a lot of unemployment. Now because of Corona too, unemployment is increasing in the country. What is unemployment? It is a situation where a person does not find work according to his capacity or qualification. He may be a learned person, or he might not have gone to the college, he might have wound up his education with the SSLC. Physically he may be quite able, mentally he may be having good talent and ability to work. All these are taken note of, and you have to get people the right job. An educated, a person who has done his medical studies, he has MBBS and MD degrees, he has to get a job wherein he can treat patients. You can't put him as a supervisor in a dam construction unit. He can't be a supervisor there. He is a misfit there. Or an engineer, you cannot bring him to the medical field and put him up there. I gave some examples just to see how things should fit. So this is what we call as employment. You have to provide employment to crores of people in the country. Today our population must be around 135, 138 crores. We come to know our exact population in about another 1 year after the census. Census is over. The country will be busy with the census and we will find out the exact population of the country and which field has to be emphasized, given more merit. All these would be discussed when decided and discussed when census gets over. India has a huge population of 138 crores. That is what experts think. The current population must be 138 crores. And unemployment is a big problem. Very big problem. Employing people in a nation with 138 crore people, it is not something which is very simple. It's very difficult, a difficult proposition. Government has to do lot of homework to find out as to how it can do away with unemployment in the country. If there is unemployment, the progress gets slowed down. If the progress gets slowed down, the country will not be able to plan out well in the succeeding years. So these are all interconnected. So people of the country have to be properly employed, keeping in view their abilities. Point number 3. Two key reasons for unemployment are, one is overpopulation, the other is improved technologies. These two keep pulling down employment. One is overpopulation. As the population of the country, it goes on pitching higher and higher, automatically the threat of unemployment will be lurking there in the horizons. Because you have to manage 138 crore population is not an easy job, I told you already. So overpopulation is always a threat to the nation from the viewpoint of employment too. Other than that, we have food problem, housing problem, all these are there. Food, clothing, shelter. Other than that, unemployment will be another huge problem that the governments will have to tackle. When I say governments, central government and the state governments. Second one, improved technologies. Something new again. I give you a simple example. You have seen these huge machines working in the field of agriculture or maybe in the field of mining. JCB is there. Now you see JCBs in each and every village. A JCB will take away the jobs of about 50 people. 2-3 hours it works and a huge pile of mud, it will shift it to another place. If you just think over, it has robbed the job of about 40-50 people which they would do in one day. It's the same thing in each and every field. We have computers today. The computers turn out so much of work which surprises us. What 100 or 200 or 500 people can do, a computer will turn it over within hours, within minutes. So again it has robbed jobs. Saying that, can we keep away all the machines, all such machines? No, if you keep the machines away, the country will not be able to progress. They do lot of worthy jobs. The people who become unemployed because computers are in service, we can utilize their work in some other field, but we have to plan out. So two aspects, one is overpopulation, the other is the use of high technologies, improved technologies. They make the problem of unemployment double up. Third one, besides shortage of natural resources, when the population goes up, when we got independence in 1947, remember, the number is very easy to remember, we were 47 crores. Including Pakistan and Bangladesh, our population had been 47 crores. We got independence in 47. Today, 2020, nearly 73 years have passed, our population is 138 crores. Our country, sans Pakistan and Bangladesh, cut them off. The rest of India, what we have here, our mother India now, she herself is bearing the load of 138 crore people. So the population of India has gone up by nearly 4 times. So natural resources will start turning to be scarce, keeping in view population. It starts biting us. Over dependency on agriculture. In India, every farmer grows food for himself plus another half a person. Very interesting statistic, students. Just attend the aspect. We have 70% people depending on agriculture, or you say 65%. Some statisticians say it has come down to 65% now. Remove 65%, we have another 35%. Divide and work out. Every farmer grows food for himself plus another half a person. This is really alarming. Whereas in United States of America, a farmer grows for himself plus another 10 persons. This is the reason why America is rich and we are still lingering in poverty. There, people other than farmers, they are attaining to all other constructive jobs. All other constructive jobs. In the defense field itself, they are great manufacturers in the world, providing weapons to all the countries of the world. They sell weapons. They sell military vehicles. They have everything with them. So defense industry, defense sales are prime for United States of America. Okay. Ruined cottage industries. India, once upon a time, it was known for cottage industries, and today that field is ruined. That field has got destroyed, and it was the British who got it destroyed. The British, in order to encourage, get a push for their industrialization in Europe, they cast a spell on our ruin. They ruined our cottage industries. They destroyed it. All what they wanted was raw materials from India for the industrial units in Europe. Okay, whatever it be, our cottage industries are in a very bad shape. The governments are putting lot of effort to give a big push to the cottage industries, because cottage industries can provide lot of employment. Okay, we will discuss about it later. And lack of skill-based education. We produce lot of things, still many of the things we produce do not have a market, do not have the right market, because we lack skills. Our cottage industries too do not have a big market outside, because the items we produce lack in skills. It's not a skillful production, so we have to attend to all these aspects. We should be able to compete with other countries of the world as far as the quality of our products are concerned. Two, lack of skill-based education too have been the causes for the problem. They have been the causes for the problem. This is in a nutshell. What are we suffering from today? What are the problems that we have to overcome? Okay, solutions. Let's see what remedies are there. 1. Better access to employment. Provide more employment. Provide more and more employment. Okay. Find out. You have to plan it out. Second one, providing loans and subsidy for self-employment. People who want to build up and edifice and start producing, they need all support from the government. How? They need loans. They may not have the needed capital. Banks have to provide loans. Subsidy. They may not be able to put up the industry at the actual cost. Government may have to lend them a helping hand. Say 20%, 15% or 25%. The government gives the money as seed money. Come on, go ahead. This money you need not refund. It's given as a gift to see that his industry picks up, goes ahead. So providing loans and subsidy. Subsidy is the fund that helps an industrialist, one who starts an industry, a small unit, or maybe a shop, or a dairy, anything, any economic activity he wants to start. Imparting world-class skill to our people. We have to give world-class skill. We have to train up our people to bring out the best stuff, the best products. It is a need, a prime need of the hour. Then job-oriented courses. I still feel we are lost on this count. We give general education to all the students up to 10th standard. But once 10th standard is over and crores of children come out of secondary schools, they do not know what to do. A section of students, they go for further education. Those who wind up their education at that level, they do not know what to do next because we have not given them any job-oriented education. In rural areas, students are to be given education in farming. How can you be a responsible and efficient farmer? What are the new practices? How can you grow more? It can become one of the subjects at the secondary school level. In the same way, depending on what aspects can be stressed, we have to take up different kinds of vocational programs for our students. They can learn it along with the other subjects. As they come out of SLC, they should be confident of facing the society. If they know at least one job very well, then their confidence would have mounted up. The way they face the society, face future will be different from the existing one. But all these need lot of discussion. It's just some thought I am putting across. Now we will come to the second major problem that the country is facing. I wanted to show in the previous one the cartoon there. We'll just have a look. See here, children are coming out after secondary school. 10th standard is over and they are coming out in large numbers. But they don't know what to do. They don't know what job they can take up. Not working. They take another 1 or 2 or 3 years to decide what they should do. So I feel lot of man hours are wasted here. Manpower is wasted here. Okay, we move to this corruption. Corruption is a major problem that the country is facing today. Governments are taking lot of steps to curb it, but it's not an easy thing. Corruption has gone into the nerves of the population here. You cannot bring about a change overnight, but still our governments have done their best, tried their best to control at different levels, and the job is on. The job is on, and we are all sure that today or tomorrow we will be able to build up a healthy society where corruption will not be a problem. Corruption is offering bribe. You know, in offices, if you want to get a job done, a site registered, or a paper has to be got moved, or you need some particular service from that office, you have to pay bribe. People say you have to pay under the table. That's what bribe is. Without bringing it to the notice of the higher ups, anyone, you pay something and make that officer happy to get your job done. Offering bribe and following illegal means to achieve benefits. You have to get license to build a house. Your papers don't move 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. The papers are where they are. They don't move further. They don't move to the next table. Then ultimately you go and talk to him and he says, pay 5,000 rupees. I'll see that the license is issued tomorrow. You have already waited for 3 months. You pay that amount and get the license and you walk home. With a sigh of relief you go. Ultimately I got the license to build the house. This is what you call as bribe. Everywhere, in every walk of life you feel you have to bribe, bribe, bribe. So that's the incentive you give to get the job done fast. It is a contagious disease. See the word used there, contagious disease. It spreads. People who get appointments, they see their higher ups, their seniors, and they understand how things move here, how things function here. And they too become a victim of that. They too start collecting money because a part of it they may have to pay their higher ups too. And corruption comes to stay. It comes to stay. Corruption is there in all walks of life. It has to be curbed. We have to put an end to corruption in the country. As students studying in 10th standard, keep it in mind. It should become your life mission as you grow up. You have to think about this problem and you have to discuss and find out how best we can be instrumental in putting a control on corruption. Second one, misuse of public authority for personal gains. Someone may become an MLA, somebody an MP, someone may become an officer, he becomes a director, he becomes a section officer. Everyone, or even at the Gram Panchayat level, everywhere you find the public, those who are in public authority, those who have power in their hands, they stretch their hands for bribe. Without paying bribe, your job doesn't take place. That's why after unemployment, a serious aspect to be discussed by all of us is corruption. Misuse of public authority for personal gains, swooping away all the procedures for a narrow personal gain. If you go to an office, I will say, see, your paper we have kept aside for all these reasons. He will show you tens and dozens of reasons as to why you can't be granted that. But once you pay bribe, there is no rule which is an impediment on the way. Your papers get cleared overnight. You yourself wonder, I was told that there are more than a dozen reasons why I should not get the license, why I can't be granted them. But once I made the payment, there was no problem as such. I got it done. See, all the procedures are swooped away. They are set aside in order to clear some paper because he has his personal gain there. He is ready to throw into air any number of rules and regulations to see that the job gets done because he is paid. See corruption here. We have a chart here. There are two sections, aspects of corruption. One is personal life, personal. Here, corruption of personal ethics and morality of people. Personal ethics. You say you are very truthful. But when you go to your office and your senior says, why are you late? You give some reason which may not be true. He says, sir, I had severe diarrhea in the morning. I wanted to come early, but today I could not, sir. Nearly 5-6 times I had to visit the toilet. How are you now? All right, you move in. If you tell the reason, some guests had come in the house and he will definitely fire you. How can you be late? I am giving a simple example. Now, lies, lies and lies everywhere. Personal ethics, it's thrown into air. Morality, it's thrown into air. When it comes to yourself, you are ready to sacrifice interests of others, because ultimately you have to come out victorious. You want to win. So this is in personal life. You go to the doctor, you are perfectly alright, but still doctor says, no, there's debility, I'll give you a tonic, you need to get some injections. Or he gives some placebos and says, take this, you will be alright in a week, and he will charge you 150, 200, 300 rupees. His job is done. See, where does ethics stand then? Going to the other side, public life. This is personal, at your level. This is public, economic, money matters, social aspects. In the society, you will have a double face to see that what you want is done, is got done. You go to any extent in telling lies. Political life, when it comes to political life, when you want to go up in the society, you want to climb the ladder, then in public life too, you turn to be corrupt. You turn to be corrupt. So, the economic, social and political life of the country will suffer due to corruption in the public. You want to book a ticket, they say, no, tickets not available. But you are ready to pay something, you get the ticket. By underhand means you get the ticket. The ticket that did not exist there, it blesses you, you get it. Now here, how is this run? Bribery. You pay money and get things done. You want a contract, you want to win it, you have to pay. You tell 5% of the contract amount, I will pay you as bribe. It's granted, you get it. Nepotism. What's nepotism? Those who are your relatives and friends, they are served. You serve them. Because he is your friend, you get him a job. Because he is your relative, you get the license approved. This is nepotism. Lots of jobs just get sold out based on nepotism. Those who are close to you, they get the jobs. They get sold out then. On the other hand, you always know they all give you a push when you require. So you want to have your own fort built all around you to see that you are safe. Caste favoritism. Oh, these people belong to my caste. I have to do something for them. I have to help them. I should be beneficial to them. Let me get them more marks because they belong to my caste. Or you approve their appointments because they all belong to your caste. Or a bridge is approved because in that locality most of your people of your caste, they dwell. So you feel this bridge has to be got sanctioned at the earliest. Last one, intentional work slow down. This you find in offices. As you grow up, you witness all this. You ask for a license, you ask for an approval, the paper will be there in his tray even after 10 days, 15 days. He says, it may take another 15 days at least. You come next month, you go again, still the paper is there. It doesn't move at all. Because you are not bribed, you are not paid. Intentionally he slows down. You can't book him for that. He says, I have a lot of work, see. I am not in a position to dispense all these overnight. It takes time. We don't have sufficient staff in our office. How shall I do? Even the evening I stay for 2 extra hours, but still the job doesn't get done. You pay, immediately he will pull your file out and see that it is approved, clear, it moves to the next table. This is intentional work slow down. It is an indication to the customer to go and pay. During election time, we come to the major aspect. This is the blockbuster here. During election time, you see corruption all around, all around. Corruption finds inroads into social life. House to house, the candidates visit, they pay. They give rice and wheat. They do all favors. They go and fall at the feet of the people. In normal times, you would not have spoken to the common man, but to every house they come and touch the feet and say, please support me, I am at your service. Corruption at the highest level, it goes on in the entire country. When the leader of one of the parties goes and touches the feet of the people, voters, what should the other candidate do? He too will have to touch, otherwise he will lose votes on that count itself. That candidate came and touched the feet of my father. See this candidate? He has a lot of ego. He doesn't touch the feet at all. Why should we vote him? See, it's all in disguise. To get votes, to turn victorious in the election, you are bribed. People should understand that. He'll be different after he wins over the election. We'll move to the next. Now, political corruption, corruption in public life. These are interlinked. What is public corruption? It is corruption in public life is nothing but political corruption. At a large scale it goes on. Now here, in what all ways it takes place? Let's see. Tax evasion. You have to pay a huge amount of tax, 50,000 rupees you have to pay as tax. Somehow you go and pay bribes and bring it down to only 10,000 rupees. It is written off. Or you delay in payment and the concerned officer keeps quiet. He pushes the paper down below because you have paid some bribe. He will not come down heavily on you. Next, illegal hoarding. See these marketeers in the marketing field. Illegal hoarding, rice, wheat, jowar or chilies. Illegally they hoard in spite of the government warning. Money is hoarded. Black money that is collected, you will not be able to deposit it in the bank. So what do? You have to hoard it somewhere. Government comes out with lots of legislation and there is a fear in the country, but still hoarding is going on. Illegal hoarding is there. Government too knows it. Third one, corruption in appointments. You need appointment, you might have passed the examination. Now interviews are there. In the interviews, if you have to get the job, pass there, you have to pay a huge bribe. You have to pay it. Now this is corruption in appointments. Violation of informational exchange. International exchange, I am sorry. International exchange. When money has to be exchanged from dollars into rupees. Or some other foreign currency in what you have is to be changed over to rupees. Then you have to pay huge bribes. There will be people, agents, who will get it done for a fee. For a considerable amount of fee, they get it changed over. Next point, cheating. In the bureaucratic circles, you find lot of cheating goes on. You expect something to happen, it doesn't happen at all. Your papers get thrown into the dustbin. No one attends them. No one cares. You are duped again and again. Now these all, if they are without any proper reason, they come under corruption. Next, economic offences. Money is just smuggled out. A chunk is removed. For a dam, 100 crores are sanctioned and 50 to 60 crores are eaten away by the contractor. Only 40 crores get spent. Now this is what we understand by huge economic offences. Even smuggling, that also comes under that. It's an economic offence. Smuggling, gold is smuggled, gold is brought into the country. Because of the variation in the gold rates, people resort to gold smuggling. That becomes one way of earning money. But it is illegal wealth. You can't earn money by illegal means. The day you get cornered by the police, CBI or NIA, you will be in a huge trouble. Next 10-15 years you may have to spend in the prison. You do not know when things turn against you. So the right thing is not to resort to such illegal earning activity. We should not lead life by illegal means. This has to be borne in mind. We lose the right to call ourselves as the citizens of the country, true citizens of the country, once you start thinking of illegal means of earning wealth. A true citizen will be honest. He won't mind even if he leads an ordinary life, but he will not be prepared to earn by illegal means. So cheating, economic offences, smuggling. Here you have a cartoon, very interesting one. See that politician, for him the food is bribe. It is national food for him. The food itself is bribe. For food he eats only money, swallows money. He'll be healthy then. He needs money, he wants to amass wealth. So corruption is his key to earning wealth. Now we will take up, how can we fight corruption? How can we fight it? 1. Inculcate strong public ethics. Public ethics. You prepare, you train your people, the citizens of the country, let them develop the new ethics of being very honest. They should never think of illegal means of wealth. They should feel that they are doing a crime against their nation by going for illegal wealth. Morality and commitment among people. People have to develop the commitment. In our schools itself, we have to inject the feeling of commitment, morality and public ethics into the minds of our kids. As they grow up, they will be able to serve the country well. 2. Strict, vigilant legal enforcement. Law enforcing authorities will have to be very strict. We can't be kind to people who accept bribes, who cheat their country, who cheat the public. They have to be imprisoned, they have to be taught a lesson, they have to be thrown into prisons. If the steps are taken very seriously, then the message will be through and more people will choose to be legal, sincere and honest. 3. Strong political and public support. Politicians of the country, they should never think of earning money illegally. Even the public, they have to support people who are honest. The very national look has to change. Our thinking has to undergo a big change. Educate people with regard to the earnest need to weed out corruption. Our mass media, newspapers, TV channels, schools, everywhere, we have to train people and make them understand the need to weed out corruption. In case in our farms, if we have weeds, we manually remove the weeds and throw them out. They don't allow the rice crop or wheat crop to survive. The weeds take away all the nutrients we have added to the soil. On the same lines, we have to weed out corruption. Corruption is like an attack of termites on a piece of wood. They eat away everything. They won't leave anything there. Introduce Lokapal and Lokayukta to bring down corruption drastically. Lokapal at the central level, Lokayukta at the level of the state governments. We need these semi-judiciary agencies to control and maintain that there is no corruption. In some states, Lokayukta is there, but in other places not there. This agency or this system, we have to get it built up well. They keep an eye on agents of corruption and draw them to the courts and punish them. That fear, that lurking fear of Lokpal and Lokayukta acting on them will keep the people away from corruption. Fix CCTV cameras in government offices. It's getting done. In Delhi, in most of the offices, government offices, you have CCTV cameras everywhere. Whatever you speak to the customers, everything gets recorded. You can't do anything in secrecy. It's very difficult. So CCTV camera, all modern gadgets, make use of them. Keep track of officials. Keep track on them and see that you book them in case they go for illegal means of act. Increase the efficiency in providing government services. Fix up the number of days for licenses, for other papers to be granted. Say within 7 days, within 10 days, within 15 days, it has to be done. If it's for a license for building a house, give a positive or a negative answer giving enough reasons within 15 days. In 15 days, the paper has to get back to the customer. He should get a clear answer. If he is not being given license, give the reasons for that. Give the right reasons. If he is not happy, he will go to the court. He will go to the required agencies for getting the needed help. Next, severe punishment to the corrupt officials. If officers are found corrupt, politicians are found corrupt, people are found corrupt, punish them. If punishment is not there, people will not have the fear to do something wrong. Last one, increase the number of courts and judges for speedy trial. When cases are moved to the courts cannot drag it on for 8 to 10 years. Delayed justice is justice denied. People feel we won't get justice even if you go to courts. So, speedy justice is the need of the hour. When people go with grievances to the courts, the cases have to be got right and the speedy trial should end in a just decision by the court with regard to the case taken up. Thank you.